today we'll be preaching about unity and what it means. The definition of united is joined together for a common purpose. But what is the common purpose to be? What is the common purpose of Christians? To go to heaven and to be united with Jesus. Jesus ultimately died for us to be in unity with him in heaven. All of us are united. Some of you will say, well, I'm not a Christian, so it doesn't matter if I'm not united or not. Well, Jesus says in Matthew 12:30, "He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not scattereth abroad. So you are united with him, or you are united against him. You can choose." Unity is extremely important to God. Scripture is abundantly clear to spread the word to all nations. While Jesus is going to the cross, he is praying for a few things. One of the things he is praying for is unity. Unity must be important because he mentioned it in the Bible. And not only that, he was going to the cross to die, and that's what he's praying to God about. Now, if I was getting ready to die, I don't know if that's what I'd be praying about, but it shows how important it is to him. In John chapter 17, verse 21 through 23, verse 21 says, "That they may all be as one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the word may believe that thou hast sent me." So, it's very important because it's the first thing he says in the verse, that they may be as one. And not only that, it says, "As thou, Father, art in me." So he is also united with God, and so it's reiterating the importance. Verse 22, "And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one." And then again, even as we are one, implying that he and God are both united. Verse 23, "I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one. And thou hast sent me, and hast loved them as thou hast loved me." Now, in verse 23, near the end, it says, "perfect in one." So it's perfect unity. Now, be honest with yourself here. When you pray, what do you pray for? Your home, your family, your jobs, your spouse, your friends? Well, how often do you pray for your church? How often do you pray for other people's families and other people's church? How often do you pray for other Christians, even the ones that you don't know? As Christians, we need to be united. You are Christians, well, at least I hope you are, and you still get faced with problems. Well, if we're all united, we all can help each other. Because I may not go through some of the problems that Luke does, but maybe Cody does, and so they can help each other out and get through it together. Have you ever been to a sports game where a team is chanting, "We are number one," implying that they're the best team? Well, as Christians, we are number one, but that's not what we should be thinking. In our hearts, we should be thinking that we are one if God's plan is carried out through us. In Matthew 12:25, it says, "And Jesus knew their thoughts, and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house shall not stand." Now, I like the specific words that he uses: kingdom, desolation, and house. He starts off with something big, like a kingdom, big and great and powerful. And he scales it down to something like a house. And he also says every kingdom. And so no matter what the circumstances are, his rules still apply. It doesn't matter if it's a kingdom or just two people. With unity, we don't have to create it. Jesus already created it, so that was the hard part. We just need to preserve it. And if Jesus already created it, then it is probably important. Here's a cool piece of unity. In California, there's a forest where these trees grow. They are known for being so giant. They're called giant sequoias. They're big red trees. These trees will grow, but they won't go completely straight up. They'll kind of grow at an angle. So when the two trees get together, they still keep growing, and they will grow into one tree. And so they'll have two different bases, but it'll come into one tree. And then sometimes there'll be a group of trees, and they'll grow together and still become one tree. Now, if trees can come together, and they don't even know what they're doing, they're just growing. But if they can come together as one, how come us Christians can't be even near that? You should talk to your people in your church, try to get stuff going, planning to go to a movie or something like that. Try to be involved with your church and be in unity with